I just realised I was muted. Well, yes, that's what I was like. I was like, "Come on, me babies." That's what I was saying. Sorry. Holy hell, man! We actually won a football match. Not only did we win a football match today, guys, we won it in style. We won it in Vitor Pereira style, man. It was absolute joy to watch. Yes, okay, it's Leicester. Yes, okay, the defending was woeful. Yes, okay, we had a bit of luck go our way in one way or another. But I tell you what, you still got to show up and you still got to perform. And what I saw today, and I've said my match review's out. So go and check that out as well, guys. But whilst people flood in here, 200 and odd of you here now, get in the comments. Tell me what you think about today's performance. Is that because of a new manager? Is that because we've got players of quality that have been shadowed, absolutely shadowed by, just disappointment and negativity throughout this season? And I just felt today like they had a point to prove, and the manager just completely oozed class today. I'm sorry. One game in, and I'm already like in love with the guy. Absolute class act. And okay, yeah, we said similar things, I suppose, didn't we, about Gary O'Neill and what have you. But oh, come on, man, you can't not love that guy today. How's it going, everyone? Hope you're all good. This is our second our match phone in. This one actually after a win, so hopefully some positive calls that we hear today. Hopefully this is working all right and everything. I'm still very, very new to how this system works, but I've actually put the link now in my name. So underneath my name there, you pop that in to whatever you know whatever you're using, basically your phone, whatever. As long as you're not using a Nokia 3210 or something, it should work quite absolutely okay. And you can join us on here and talk about what you thought about that win. What a win! Wolves Wisconsin says the proudest I've been as a Wolves fan this season, and honestly, same. Because yes, okay, we beat Fulham, but you could argue that a lot of that was down to the fact that they went down to 10 men. You could argue that a lot of that was down to the fact that we just played the Cunha show, and we just saw Cunha do really well in a football match, and we win because of that. This was a very collective performance. This was stretching a team, using your wing backs, using the quality that we've got in this team. Like, so many of these players have completely just not had enough minutes. Rodrigo Gomez today, in the preseason, he was our best player. Best player. Not just Cunha was okay in the preseason, but if you look at Rodrigo Gomez in that preseason, he looked absolutely unreal, and you were thinking, Neto, who? That's what you were thinking. And then you come into the new season and he barely gets any minutes. And then today, the manager's obviously got some trust in him. Same with Guedes. Guedes completely was cast aside. And we've seen obviously what we've been missing. We've seen what's been missing. Playing out wide. It's such an easy thing to say, isn't it, in hindsight? We are a team with players that want to play out wide, but we're pigeonholing them into this negative system that Gary O'Neill was providing, and it's frustrating because had this come to be, and we got this manager in after the Brentford game, would we even be in the situation we're in now? Would we be in the situation we're in now? And look, Gary O'Neill will have a great seat. We'll eventually find a team where that sort of system works. and he'll have a great career. And I wish him all the best. You know, he's given us some fantastic times as a Wolves fan. It's got to be said. But I also think that he didn't play our players in the way they wanted to be played. And today, that's what you saw. How's it going, Neil? What's going on, Scott? Get into those comments, guys. Let me know what you're thinking. Absolutely buzzing, says Sam. Got to ask, have we wasted too many potential points with Gone? Interested to hear your thoughts. Exactly what I was just saying, actually, Sam. But you know what? You can't do anything about that. There's no point being negative today in any capacity, guys. This is a day where we need to celebrate. We haven't had enough of that this season, and you've just got to see what happened before, put it behind us, and start to move forward now. Yes, okay, it was against a team that has just come up and whatever, and we should be beating these teams. It's true. We should. But you've still got to do it. You've still got to do it. You've still got to go out there and actually do it. You still have to give Gary his flowers for giving us group great. Exactly that. And I'm not condemning anyone losing a job. I'm not. But when it starts to show, when the cracks start to show, you've just got to admit that, you know, you're not the right man for the job. And I feel like we were too stubborn in letting him sort of stay longer than he needed to be. But you know what? Like I said, let's not be negative. Let's be as positive as we possibly can. Look, the match review's up, guys. Go and check out the match review. And this is a phone in. If you didn't see the first phone in, sorry. You literally just follow a link and get onto here. Get your say. Talk about what you need to talk about. Carl says, "Evening, Dan. Good result today. I'm taking it game by game. Still plenty of work to do, but this is the start we needed. 100%. Look, this is not it. You know what I mean? We still have a mountain to climb. We do have a mountain to climb, but it's left us in a much better situation than we were in before. You know, Ipswich losing yesterday 4-0 and us picking up 3 points and scoring 3 goals and not letting any in has put us up above them today. And then you look ahead of you, you've got Leicester, who we beat comfortably today. You know, so they will likely lose most of their next matches if they perform the way they did today. And if we perform the way we did today, I can see us beating United. United are poor. They are absolutely poor against Bournemouth today. I watched that game on another monitor, and they were absolutely shocking. Yes, Bournemouth are a cracking team. Let's not get that mistaken. But on paper, you put us next to Bournemouth. We are arguably a better team, if not similar in quality. So really, we should be putting United to the sword. Really, when you think about it, we should be beating United, especially at home with a buzzing Molineux, because I think Molineux will be buzzing after today. I do. With a new manager, you know, I think that is going to be exactly what was needed, man. Exactly what was needed. It was a Valley, yeah, it was a Valley. You're right. Come on, lads, get in, says Nick. United are beatable. Yeah, exactly. All we have to do is better Leicester's results to stay up. We look more in control of the game instead of making it a basketball game. We looked so much more in control. There was so much more to be proud of today. You could see what we were trying to do. You could see the identity that he was trying to distill. You could see that. Yes, okay, he's only had a few training sessions, but he's obviously got strict instructions to those players. He's obviously told them, look, I want you to get wide. I want you to stretch the teams out. We were playing so much better in those wide areas today. And yeah, okay, you could argue that it was Leicester's naivety at the back that allowed us the space and the time. But you've still got to do more. You've still got to do what your manager's asking of you. And that's exactly what all the players did today. So I'm absolutely buzzing. Shows what we can do with a proper manager. We look confident and organised. And that's the other thing, isn't it? We didn't let any goals in. You didn't see any stupid mistakes other than probably one from Totti, and he got off his arse from after making that mistake and cleared the ball off the line. So really, I didn't see any mistakes. No hot-headedness, no silly things that we've seen our players do. And I think that's just because of the fact they're confident in the roles that they've been given. They're not pigeonholed into doing silly things. You could say, okay, yeah, he played Doc in a back three and he's not really used to doing that. But in terms of him and Semedo, he has the better physical presence. He has the characteristics to be quite a good defender, Doc, when he needed to be. So it made sense that he put him there. And what I liked is the idea of them switching roles. So if they were looking a little bit ropey in certain areas, they were switching roles, and the manager was able to let them do that because the freedom that Gary gave them was far too much, far too much. I reckon there will be a reaction from them, but we've got nothing to fear them. We've got absolutely nothing to fear through United at all. They are 100% probably going to turn us over and probably get 3 points. But you know what? What have we got to lose then? In games like that, it's their game to lose, not ours. They need the points. Obviously, yeah, okay, we need the points. Obviously, we do. But they'll be looking at it like, okay, we need to win this game. And we really could do with just drawing it. A win, though, against United, and I'm telling you now, that'll be just what the doctor ordered, man. Literally, I'm just a little bit. I can't help but get in my head a little bit on wishing that this manager came earlier than he did. But you know what? You can't change these things. You can't. The subs were done tactically as well. Exactly. Not just silly substitutions. Not silly, oh, let's just do this to see what will happen substitutions. There was none of that. There was none of that. What a performance today. Just shows how much O'Neill was a problem. I don't think O'Neill was the only problem. I think that's an unfair statement. I don't think O'Neill was the only problem, but I do think that I do think some of the players were trying to throw him under the bus. To be honest, when you look at the players that we saw today, Andre played awesome. Under Gary O'Neill, did he ever really have a good game other than the first game he played in? No. Then you look at Guedes. I think Guedes has been awesome this season, and I can't understand why he hasn't had more minutes. I really can't. 5-1 Liverpool. Bloody hell. There wasn't a brawl at full time either. But the thing is with that, you've got to be proactive in thinking, you know what, had we lost that game in the nature that we lost to Ipswich, they probably would have kicked off again. There's nothing to do with Gary, really. That's to do with our players just being naive. And hopefully that gets ironed out of them if we do lose again, you know. The players and fans look happy. We even got Guedes to finally smile. Honestly, under Gary O'Neill, right, I think Guedes very rarely had a bad game. Very rarely had a bad game. Very rarely had a bad cameo. He always looked like he really wants to be here. And, you could argue that Gary did that for some players. Gary definitely did that for some players. You know what I mean? He definitely gave a lot of players confidence. I just don't think he's tactically ready for the Premier League. I do think he's a great man manager, though. I do. I'll stand by that. I think that's why United wanted him on the coaching in their coaching team, because he is very good with players and getting them to sort of fit in the right areas and whatever. But I just don't think tactically, when he's up against another manager who's a little bit more sort of obviously wiser and whatever, just don't think he's quite ready yet. And I just think Vitor is. I think Vitor, this is the time for him. It's everything that we need. It's a manager that wants to prove himself in the English game. It's a manager that is Portuguese, so he's got a lot of influence already on that dressing room. Good support from the fans, mate. Honestly, I was so jealous of not being there today. What's going on, Andy? Merry Christmas to you, mate. And Merry Christmas to everybody as well. Um, it's quite crazy actually that Christmas is upon us. To be fair, I've been working throughout most of it, so I haven't really had a time to even think about Christmas really. But here we are. Here we are. We are so back. Hopefully, let's not gloss on the fact that it's just one win, and we've still got a giant mountain to climb. But confidence breeds results. It just does. It's just a natural thing. And not having confidence it's like a cancer in the dressing room, because you can't control it. And you'll blame in areas where the blame doesn't need to sit. So it just keeps manifesting over and over and over. I think that's where we were. Perfect storm of a week, new manager in, fresh look to a starting 11, 3 points, clean sheet, but can't help but feel that Leicester was the perfect. But let's be honest. Had our new manager come in for the Ipswich game, would we have lost that game? Would we have lost that game? And I know I've said thousands of times, haven't I? Let's not be negative today. But I'm not necessarily being negative. I'm just saying, what needs to be said. Because I think a lot of the games that we've lost this season, under this new manager and under this new way of playing, hopefully he gets backed in January. If he gets backed in January and, we get a few new players in, we could be looking at finishing comfortably. It's just going to be one of those things. Let's just see what happens, guys. You know what I mean? Like, I'm really, really proud of the team today. Really proud of the team. Really proud of that performance. Hypothetically, Fosun fined 50 million down the back of the sofa. Where does Prayer look to strengthen in Jan, and how many players would we get? I think both sides, right and left, of the defenders definitely needs looking at. If we got some solid players in those areas, we'd be so much more defensively sound. Isn't it funny how Ait-Nouri doesn't play today and we get a clean sheet? I've been looking very recently at where we've been hurt in games where we've lost quite comfortably. And it always seems to be on that left side. Always seems to be a ball over the top, over that left side. And Rayan Ait-Nouri is in completely no man's land, pissing around in the midfield. And today, what did you see? Rodrigo Gomez didn't do that once. When he got forward, he got forward. And when he needed to get back, he was there. The amount of times he put the ball out for a corner or when we were under the cosh, it never seemed like he was, and it never seemed like there was much danger with him being there, which is absolutely mental in considering. Look, Aitnour is a fantastic player. He is, but I'm not gonna lie, man. He does cost us quite a lot. What's going on, Jamie? How you doing, mate? Andy says Aitnour isn't a defender in any world. I think, to be honest, let's be honest. He's got the capability to be a defender, but the problem is with him, he tries to do too much. He tries to be a Swiss Army knife. You know what I mean? Instead of just being one utensil, he tries to be all of them. Do you know what I mean? He's there being a fucking corkscrew. Oh, what's that you need? What's that? Oh, you got a loose bolt. I can be a spanner. Yeah, no, you can be a fucking spanner. Yeah, we've just got to be thinking more logically now of what players fit where and where they're comfortable. Because that's what you saw today. Players in the right position, feeling comfortable. Kyle said, and I said this in the match review, the most revealing thing, which is if you actually look today, Sarr gets injured like he always does. And it always seems to be a strategic thing where everyone seems to run over to the manager and find out what the hell's going on and what the hell their job is. And then he gets his iPad out and he looks and he goes, this, and they walk off as though they have no idea what he's on about. Jose Sarr gets injured. None of the players move. They all know exactly what they were doing today. They all knew. Why would I go over to the manager and ask what I'm doing? The gaffer's already made it very clear what my job is today. And I'm not taking credit for that. That's coming from Kyle. I think that's a fantastic point that needs talking about. The amount of times under Gary O'Neill, the players went over to Gary O'Neill. Had we even been winning a game, it didn't even matter. Even if we were in charge and we were winning a game of football, that the players always flooded the manager and tried to find out what was going on because he didn't stick to one plan. He changed things up too much, and sometimes it confused us too much, and it showed, defensive issues. It gave us defensive issues. Anyway, lads, we are 20 odd minutes in, and so far I've not been able to take a call because I don't know whether it's working or not. If it is, do me a big favor, guys. Do me a big favor. Look, if you've really got something to say and you're not shy on the camera and you're not shy, speaking to someone through audio, follow this link. Follow this link right here. Okay. That will bring you into my green room, and then we will be able to start with our first caller after winning a football match. Let's see some positivity coming from the callers today. Last caller we took 3 callers last time, and all 3 of them, rightly so, were extremely, upset and negative. It'll be nice to hear some positiveness coming from Wolves fans today, considering, what we've seen today. I'm really proud. I'm really, really proud of him today. Just the nature of how we won the football match today, it can't be understated. The calmness in that second half. At some points, I felt so calm. I didn't even bother concentrating too much on the game in the second half. It was just a one game, and you were just buzzing because of it. I think Aaron's back again for round 2. So we're going to get Aaron in. Guys, do what Aaron's doing, man. He's in the green room at the moment. I can see him smiling, buzzing away. Get in this green room, follow this link, and let's hear from you. We'll bring in our Aaron now. Aaron, how you doing, mate?
A lot better this week. I just wanted to add some context. It was my comment about the like a perfect storm.
Mm,
I think everything happened as it needed to this week.
yeah.
Made the decision Sunday. He's got to go. They found the bloke they wanted.
Mm,
They did what they needed to get him in
mm,
and give him the couple of days with the players.
mm,
They've gone out there tonight. He's simplified it for them.
yeah.
He's put Doherty instead of Semedo in a back three. I think it suits him because he hasn't got the legs.
Mm. And he's got
But
more physicality.
exactly, he's better in the air as well at the back post.
Mm,
And without Aït-Nouri maraudering off,
mm,
Rodrigo Gomez is the most disciplined kid I've ever seen.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, okay, we got caught out, but Totti went over there and helped him out.
Mm,
Bueno went over there and helped him out.
mm,
It was a more cohesive performance. But I do think, and this is where I was putting Leicester are awful defensively. They're almost as
yeah,
bad as us.
yeah.
And I don't know what James Justin's thinking.
No,
No wonder he come off at half time. When
yeah.
have you ever let a ball come across your chest and you're on the edge of the 18-yard box?
I think
What are
he
you
thought
thinking?
that. I think he thought there was his wing back was either next to him, or he was thinking that his goalkeeper was up to mop it up, sort of thing. Rodrigo Gomez, though, like although it's quite an easy goal, um,
He's got to be there.
he's got no right to be there. Do you know what I
No.
mean? Like he's got absolutely zero right to be there. You've got to have so much confidence in your ability to be that high up the pitch when Leicester look like they're about to maintain possession and try another attack, and we'd have been open on that one side. But what I liked about it is that he knew if he made a mistake, he was going to be in. And if he didn't, I think he'd have been the first person to start running back and getting back into position like he did all game.
Yeah. All game, he worked tirelessly.
Mm.
And then you're asking the questions, how come he hasn't played?
Yeah, I'm really confused why he hasn't played, especially in the preseason as well. Like he made RB Leipzig look dreadful,
It made him look awful. But
and
he comes into a season. I think he come on against Arsenal.
mm,
You're asking for miracles for him.
yeah,
I mean, his first taste of Premier League football's away at one of the best three sides
yeah,
at home in
yeah,
this league.
yeah,
You're asking a lot of him, but
mm,
against other teams, what's the problem?
yeah. I don't
Guedes,
understand.
Guedes again. Guedes was best player on the pitch today,
Yeah, easy.
and he hurt himself to get a goal.
Yeah.
Who would have said that last season or under O'Neill?
Oh
If
God,
pick
no.
a player who's willing to hurt himself to score a goal,
Mm.
you'd have never
Cast your
picked him
mind,
out.
cast your mind back as well, Aaron. Like this geezer, we were thinking, Podence is he's on his way out because we all knew that he hates Wolves, and we were
Yeah,
thinking very much the same with Guedes. But every single performance I've seen or any cameo, he looks like he fights. You know
yeah.
what I mean? And his goal and assist tally is not bad for the amount of minutes you've actually seen him in. And then I'm just thinking, like, why didn't he play him then? And I think Gary O'Neill had his favourites.
I said this at work to another Wolves fan. I said, when's it ever been a bad thing, even if he was to leave,
Mm, mm,
what's the worst thing of a manager going to him? You want to leave. I understand that. It hasn't gone your way for whatever reason.
mm,
What kind of move are you going to get playing poorly?
yeah,
How much better of a move will you get if you play well?
exactly, exactly.
Maybe that's what's happened, and he's thinking, if I give everything, I'll score some goals, I look good, and then a move comes in January,
Mm,
that benefits him, but that benefits
yeah,
us in the meantime.
yeah, that's true.
Sometimes
True.
mutual problems can be solved,
Mm,
and if it turns out turns around and goes, do you know what? I actually kind of like it.
yeah, he's got a lot of teammates there. He's got a lot of teammates there. You know what I mean?
Oh, massively.
It's different to when he was in the team originally. I think there was a lot of clashing heads with all sorts of different things. But I think under a Portuguese manager, I think players like that are gonna flourish because they're gonna look at him and go, right, okay, I get what he's saying. Do you know what I mean? He could be
I
lost
get
in
what they're asking of
translation
me.
sometimes as well.
Yeah. I just
But
think that
I was
playing him
thinking,
out on the right and said the ball's going to come to you, and the first thing I want you to do is turn on it and run
yeah.
and do what you do best.
Isn't it funny as well, like how wide we were today? Like we were stretching Leicester like crazy the whole game. They had to go to a back five in the second half because we stretched their four so much that their wings, both sides, by the way, were getting
Yeah.
annihilated, and we hadn't done that all season.
And even with a man less in midfield, because there was no Lamina in there today with
No, I
MP.
know, no,
So you have a man less, you've gone wider. Andre and Joe Gomez in midfield did everything you asked of them.
yeah,
And I think Pereira working with Gomez before will help
mm,
because he knows Gomez from before. So I
mm,
do think that helps. But I think
mm,
just he made it simpler.
yeah,
It was simpler. You don't need all this keep the ball. And how many times did we play long today?
yeah,
I don't mind that if our back three are playing long if there's nothing on.
mm,
You've got Strand Larson, and the commentator said it on the game I was watching because I managed
mm.
to get a stream of it up. They said he's the best hold-up man in the league.
Yeah. He's got the most figures for it.
Use
Got the
him,
highest percentage. Yeah,
use him as such,
yeah.
and then you get people around him. Mateus Cunha, quiet, scored a goal, but I thought overall he was quite quiet.
See you later, Jamie. Sorry, Aaron. Just
Yeah,
saying bye
you're all
to
right.
Jamie.
You're okay. I thought he was quiet,
Mm,
Cunha for a long part, but the moment he gave him the armband when he took Semedo off, he kind of went, "Give me the ball. I'm seeing this game out.
mm,
We're gonna get the 3 points. We're getting out of here with a clean sheet."
mm.
And I think that will help him.
Yeah.
And I think that all helps this new manager. He's
Mm.
just got to be trusted, and then the investment's got to come in January with his help.
Do you think it's a bit weird as well, Aaron? While I've got you, what's your opinion of the fact that FA still haven't given anything towards Matthias Cunha's conduct,
He
considering?
he was charged, and we've appealed it, which is why it's waited a week.
So I don't know how true this is. I've heard some rumours and things of what I've heard. Apparently, there was some racial slurs coming from some of the Ipswich managerial team.
That might be what needs to be discussed, which is probably
Because
why it's been pushed back.
that's what I'm thinking as well. Because it's not heard of really, is it? This like
No,
normally you get your charge, boom, it's done,
yeah.
and you know
If you appeal it, usually it's a couple of days, and then they go, "Nah, sort of."
so there's got to be a solid appeal going on, to be honest, because
You've got to have some evidence.
even now, really, they should have said something after the 90 minutes because the team's going to already be thinking about the next game now. Like Vitor's
Yeah,
already going to be thinking, right, okay, United at home, what we doing? Who am I playing where? So
and you can't do that with a cloud of is Cunha available.
yeah, exactly. So it needs addressing. They need to tell us sooner rather than later. To be fair,
I think if that's the case, and there was a racial slur in there, that might drag the process out.
yeah.
But I don't think that will mitigate for what he did.
No, and I
If
don't
you know,
think it
if you know what I
should.
mean.
I don't think
Like,
it should really because I feel
I
like
don't think one wrong then disqualifies the other.
no, it shouldn't. No, it definitely shouldn't. I think all it means really is if there was anything racially said or whatever, it obviously needs to come out and the apologies need to be issued, and also bans need to be issued for said people that have been racist.
Yeah.
Like, I think if punishment's fair.
Personally, I think it'll be the punishment will probably stay the same for Cunha. It
Mm,
may be downgraded if it's charged for
mm,
like if something has been said. It may
mm,
be brought down a bit to say, okay, well, at least he had a reason to be reacting.
yeah,
But I
cool.
don't think he'll get away with it. I don't. If they do come out with it, I think it'll be you won't see him until the new year. If it come out tomorrow.
Another thing as well, Wolves, even though we were very comfortably winning in the second, part of me when we first kicked off, I was like, oh God, here we go. We know Wolves very well. They'll make it a hard watch now. And it wasn't. It
No.
really just wasn't. It was almost as if they were like, they went in at half time. And I mean, that our manager didn't celebrate 3 goals, by the way. He just went, cool, keep going. Whereas O'Neill was giving it the large that we were winning every game. Every single time we scored a goal, O'Neill, he'd celebrate it like we were winning the World Cup. Do you know what I mean? I think sometimes you need that sort of stability of like, right, we ain't won the game yet. Do you know what I mean? We ain't celebrating until we win the game. And
I think with Vito, I think he knows that there's bigger challenges ahead.
Yeah.
Celebrate the little wins, and he did after the game. I said the one you reposted.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
That's when to celebrate.
That's it, yeah. And
I think
that's what it should do.
That's that kind of that might be his personality though. His personality would be like, look, I'm stone faced until we get the 3 points. But after that, then I'm happy. And then we move on to next week. Nice. And I think this team, with how emotionally charged they can be, that might be the best thing for them.
Do you think, what do you think about the United game? And I'll let you get off.
Given the way they played today, I think anyone in the league can have a go.
They were shocking, weren't they, man?
That, from what I've seen, highlights-wise, they were awful. I think it suits us, them having to come and get a result for playing badly, us playing well and then got a home game. I think that will help. I
think it comes down to that Cunha situation again
as well. Yeah, but I do think it'll come down to a Cunha situation again.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that'll make a big difference if Cunha's not playing for sure.
That's the big grey cloud at the minute. But
nice one. I'll let you get
3
off, Aaron.
3 points and another win.
That's it, mate. Have a nice Christmas, my mate, and
you. And I'll see you whenever you come on next.
Nice one. Up the Wolves.
I'm making a habit of these.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, definitely.
All right,
but I want everyone else come and join in. Get involved in this guy's chat. It's what we need as fans.
Yeah, man. I love it.
Well, thank you for having me on again.
Nice one, man. See you later.
All right, see you later. Bye.
Bye. What a legend Aaron is, man. 2 times in a row now. We're going to make a habit of it. I love it. Listen, guys, it's not hard to do this. Follow the link that's on underneath my name. That puts you in the green room. And all that means is, right, you just get to talk. You just get to say what you want to say. You get to get your say on what's going on. You know, what's going on. How happy are you with the result today? You know, is this the turning point? Because everyone was saying, oh, the turning point should have been the Fulham game. When we won that game, in hindsight, you look at the results after, we should have been winning some of those games. But it is what it is, man. You've got to move forward now. And the next game is a big one against a struggling United side. You know, they're not... Their defensive attributes at the moment are awful. From set pieces, we are the worst ones, obviously, under O'Neill. That might change now. We've got a new manager, but they, under their current manager, are the worst for set pieces. So we could hurt them. You know, we've got some big boys, some tall boys that could hurt them from set pieces. So, my opinion, we just have to play the simple game, you know, and hopefully get 3 points, because that would make a world of difference. I'm telling you now. So it's the right way. It's the right time to play United after losing 4-0 at Old Trafford. That's the right time to play United. You could say it's the wrong time, because obviously they'll want 3 points, you know, more than ever. But when United are fragile, they're one of these teams, man, that you can actually put them to the sword. We win more goal if we put them away. Well, the thing is, I think the thing today, right? The chances were taken in the first half. We had 3 shots on target, and all 3 of them were goals. That's through positiveness. You don't score goals if you're not a positive team. You don't score goals if you're not a well-drilled team with an idea going into the game. And okay, sometimes at Vitor, obviously, we need to see him under the cosh. We need to see him when Wolves are losing the game. Is he still calm and collective? Are we still able to get results? We haven't seen that yet. We've just seen him against a very negative Leicester side. I'll be honest. It was hard to see Leicester today. You know, as much as we banter about Vardy and everything, the fact how old he is, the fact he's captain the club in Premier League again, the fact that he could have gone anywhere. You know, his blood's obviously, Leicester blue, and that's fair play to him. But it was hard to see today because he was pretty poor. So yeah, guys, I'm gonna have a couple more. Hopefully, get more people in here. If not, it's all good. Oh, but I hope you're all good, man. Let me know what you think. What's the United score? You know, how are we gonna beat them? Do you think that you know the manager should have come at an earlier time? Do you think that should have been the case? You got them looking for the ball and moving down the pitch for the goals. Neil says 2-0 to Wolves, mate. Oh my God. Imagine if we can get another win against United at Molineux. Arguably one of the best games I've ever been to was when we bet United. I think it was 2-1. Jota scored. And it was just an absolute Jota and Jimenez scored. And what a game that was, man. Absolutely electric. Absolutely electric. So hopefully another one of those would be good. It was obvious we were in a mess after Brentford. I would have had him gone there. Mate, I've said that so much, man. He should have been gone after Brentford. We could have bought Pereira in. We could have bought Vitor in after Brentford, no problem. Vitor's wanted to be in the Premier League for such a long time, and Fosun have obviously had him on the radars for such a long time. So, like, this could have been the case ages ago. It could have been our case ages ago. Given, you know what? I don't think that's fair, to be honest, because I think what Fosun were thinking was we've seen him win some incredible games. We've seen the players really like him, the fans really like him, and at the time, that contract made sense. Do you know what I mean? It did. You didn't want him to go anywhere else. You know, they'd already been hurt by Lopetegui and him leaving. So I get why they were trying to keep him in and whatever, but yeah. Solo says, can you explain the Vardy's wife chant to an American? It's gone over my head. Basically, Wolves fans, for some reason or another, you know, well, there's many reasons, to be fair, that we don't really like Jamie Vardy. He's one of these players that obviously gets under a lot of fans' skins. But, you know, like him or hate him, I love those sort of players. I think that's what makes the English game and what makes the Premier League very special, is that you've got these players that can really get under the skin of an opposition. And I think the wife thing, it's just an easy thing to aim at, isn't it? To be honest, like at one point, obviously there was a lot of scandal to do with his wife and whatever, and it's just a bit of banter, really. I don't think that any of the I don't think any of the Wolves fans would ever say anything to him in person. I don't think any of them, like, leave hate mail or anything. It's just a silly thing during the game. I think a lot of us actually admire Vardy, to be honest. I think a lot of Wolves fans admire Vardy because, he's very much an old favourite in terms of a classic number 9 and whatever. And I mean, let's face it, at one point, Vardy playing for England, he had his own song and everything. He was, your defence is terrified and everything came from Jamie Vardy. So he's got a it is pretty harsh. I don't condone people talking about people's wives and everything, but it is very banterous. I don't think it's a true hatred as such. I think it's more just a banter thing, and he probably just sees it as that himself, to be honest. But I do remember when he wolfed like this, ooh, at the corner flag at Molineux, and I did really rub me wrong. I've got to be honest, but you'd do that, wouldn't you? You would do that. Yeah, exactly what Joe's saying here. He gives out stick, but he gets it back as well, and that's all there is to it. Do you want Rand to come straight back into the Gomez? I've said this publicly, and I'll say it again. I love Ryan Aït-Nouri. I think he's a fantastic player. I just think he's a little bit naive with his positioning. He doesn't get back anywhere near fast enough when he's caught out of possession. And a lot of the goals that have been scored against us, especially that Chelsea game for me is the one you need to look at. And Brentford, look at where those goals come from. They come from the fact that he is, for some reason, linking up with midfielders and leaving a giant hole behind him. Now, Rodrigo Gomez has only played one game in this role, so we need to obviously see him in more roles to sort of compare the two. But after seeing him today and seeing him get back, I've got to be honest, man. I don't really think Rodrigo. I think Rand's got a fight to get into this squad again. I do. I really do, because I just think he's at fault for a lot of our goals, and it needs addressing. So maybe that'll. Maybe that'll sort him out. Oh, goodness me. Vardy's must put herself out there on all social media. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't think his attitude after the past weeks and his defensive. Yeah, exactly. There's a few reasons why I think Ran is getting under the cosh a little bit. But I think the main one really is due to the fact that he's just a bit naive. He's naive in his play, and he's also naive in his decision making. Let's be honest, on his day, he's a fantastic player, and we do need to keep him, really. But if at any time, if at any time a left back comes evident for this club, I do think we've got to be thinking about, getting him in and getting rid of Ran. If it's someone that's, as effective on the ball, as effective getting forward, but also can defend. And Rodrigo Gomez, for me, is doing that anyway. So I don't really understand. It's also got Pedro Lima that we keep thinking about. We keep forgetting about Pedro Lima. And Pedro Lima, in the cameos he's shown, have been very good. And in the preseason, him and Rodrigo Gomez deserve minutes because they were fantastic. So we'll see. I think Pedro Lima is going to get some minutes. I do, because I don't think anyone called Rodrigo Gomez and Guedes being in the same team today. I don't think anyone called that. It's the right move, but I don't think anyone called it. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Pedro Lima in the team soon. I see no reason to change the team from Man United. The non-starters need to earn their place. The 11 today. Exactly that. I do think... Do I think Dawson should be in the team? Nah, I don't actually. I think Matt Dock offers a little bit more than Dawson, and I think Dawson's an impact sub that you can use after should things, start to go to shit. I just think we looked really proactive today, and I love the idea of us using the wings again, because that was an old Wolves staple back in the day. Christian says that he didn't miss Ran or Lamina today. No, neither did I. Neither did I. I thought that Lamina has been shoehorned into this team far too much, and it's unbalanced us completely. Every single time, Lamina, Gomez, and Andre all play in the same team, we've looked absolutely shocking, because all three are trying to do the same job. They're all trying to do it, and they're always getting one another's way, and then it creates loads of space. I can't believe I keep yawning. Oh my goodness. Oh, sorry, guys. It's really rude. I do have to go soon because I've got a table booked at an Italian restaurant. Really larded. It's only a Bella Italia, but I'll tell you what, they do some good food. But yeah, is anybody else in the next 10 minutes going to join me for another call? If not, I'm going to get out of your hair, let you enjoy the rest of your day. Big test, I'd say, against United, but the right time to play them for sure. But yeah, if you want, guys, do me a big favor. See that big link there, StreamYard, etc. That is the link that you need to follow in order to get into the green room. I'll leave it one more time. If you want to get in, feel free to do so. This is the link here. That gets you into the green room, and then you can talk to us on the phone in. But I've said 1,000 times, to be fair, if no one rang in on this show, I'd still be okay, because the chat's going off and you're all there, man. And that's the main thing. 767 of you here across socials. Fantastic, guys. Love it. Andy says, are you going on Boxing Day? Yes, I am. I wasn't going to, because I had some plans. But listen, I famously do not like United over any team, over Baggies, over anyone, because me growing up in school, I was probably I think on the top of my head, I could probably count 3 or 4 Wolves fans in my entire school. Everyone else supported United. So seeing us play United and winning United, or seeing United do bad, to me, it just helps. It just helps. 2 new centre backs at Christmas. I think we do need to improve, obviously, the centre backs, but I think that we've definitely got to think about the centre backs we've got. I thought Santi and Totti did all right today. I think Santi and Totti are our best pairing, to be honest. Where did you go to school? Sorry. Nah. I went to school in a place called Pensnet in near Brierley Hill. You know Merry Hill? Not a lot of people are going to know where any of these places are. But that's where I went to school. It's not even there anymore. Absolute shithole. At the game today, I've never felt so attached to a Wolves side. Yes, Luke. That's what I love to hear, man. I'm glad you had a nice time, my bro. Yeah, let's see how we get on against United, man. With this great feeling that we've had from today. Let's take that into United and let's punish them. Let's punish them. The glory hunting bastards. Feels so much better today. Great show as ever. Thanks, Martin. Thanks, man. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for being here again. Appreciate that a lot. It's full of United fans. Yeah, mate. Literally, for some reason or another, in the 90s, everyone was a United fan. If you weren't a United fan, you were a Liverpool fan. And then you had the odd Birmingham fan, you had the odd Villa fan, you had the odd Baggy. Very, very rare by me was there much kids, and I mean saying kids, not adults, supporting Wolves. There was like 4 of us, I think, in my entire school. So that's why I don't like these teams, like these top 6 teams. It's not because I'm jealous of them in any way. It's just because growing up, it was just hard to be, supporting a team that was doing so badly constantly and watching others do so well, but like take it for granted. Do you know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, we've won again. And that's where I see City fans now. That's where I see City fans. Like I teach in schools and I see a lot of kids that support City because it's the easiest thing to do. Like, why would you support a team that's doing badly? So I see City fans now hurting, and I've just got to say to him, like, look, listen, it could be a lot bloody worse. I've seen Wolves in League 2, and I do not want to see that shit again because that was hard. I know the Pensnet training stay at my school was full of Everton fans in the 80s. The Asda is there now. Ah, no way. The school was full of Everton fans. That's madness. Pensnet Trading Estate, yeah. Pensnet Trading Estate isn't very far away from where I'm from and where I went to work and where I went to school and everything. It's very close to me. But yeah, guys, listen, I know it's only been the one caller, but it's been great seeing you guys in the chat. It's been great seeing some positivity. Been great seeing some happy faces, man, and some good times to be proud of again. Remember the days of Division 4, Dan? Of course I do, mate. I went to so many away games with my dad when we were in those lower divisions, and I tell you now, man, we used to be buzzing just getting a goal. We could lose considerably, and you'd come away and you'd at least get a goal. You know what I mean? And you'd be happy. Yes, we scored, buzzing. The days of today, like my dad passed away when I was 14, and so we never got to see the Fosun era of Wolves. We're very much in the Sir Jack era before he passed away. Was there for the Sheffield game where we went up, and unfortunately passed away after that season, basically. So you never got to see the Fosun era, and I always think about like what he'd say to me, like being disappointed about losing to like ridiculous sides and being disappointed on, going down and all these things. We're very, very lucky to be Wolves fans. And if you're a brand new Wolves fan, like you haven't seen anything yet. Trust me. Like this is still the best era that we've had. But at the same time, you're proud of what you've got, but when you've got the quality in your squad, then they have to show that every game. And if they don't, then I'm sorry, that comes down on the players, or it comes down on the manager that's putting them out there. And that's kind of where we're at now. You just want to see the quality that we've got being quality. So yes, guys, listen, there's 800 of you here. Do me a big favor, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're on YouTube, like us on Facebook, Instagram, and X. Follow us on those as well. That'd be great. Yeah, man, I'll be here for the United preview and the reviews. John will be doing the previews. I'll be doing the reviews, and hopefully we'll do another phone in where we've won against United. That'd be great. We're also going to do a podcast real soon as well. I know we haven't done one for a while, with all the lads talking about obviously the games that we've not talked about and what have you. But yeah, man, I appreciate you guys as always, man. And thank you for Aaron for joining us on the phone in. Hopefully we'll get more people doing the phone in eventually. Obviously it's a very new thing, so I don't expect loads of people to be flooding onto it. And I also understand why people wouldn't want to, in a way. You're probably out in the pub, or you driving, or you know, there's very many things that you could be doing that wouldn't really help coming on a call. So, but yeah, man, I really, really appreciate you all. Have a great Christmas, everyone. I'm just, yeah, it's nice to have a little bit of positivity, isn't there, man? Vitor Pereira forever. And I'll catch you on the next one, my guys. See you later. Have a nice Christmas, guys. Look after yourselves. Bye-bye. 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 Bye-bye.